Dementia Researcher with a blog and a rating.
I started a new job this month, a new job that meant I left a place I'd been working at for 6 years, moved to a new city and ventured out into a totally new workplace. It's quite a lot of change all at once, but I think we've done a pretty good job of navigating it in the end. I think going to university gets you desensitised to moving house. You basically do it every year. But it got me thinking about that kind of change and how best to navigate it. It can be quite a stressful experience, and I want to talk about how you can make that transition easier. So without further delay, I'm regular Dementia Researcher blogger Dr. Sam Moxon, and here are my top 5 tips for navigating a job switch. Number 1. Equip yourself for a stress-free first day. The first day of a new job can easily be the most daunting. You're heading into a totally unfamiliar environment filled with people that you don't know yet. It's important to know that you've got control over how that first day goes, and there's things that you can do to make it a positive experience. Firstly, I'd always recommend dry running your commute before you start. Having a clear idea of how you'll get there for your first day is so useful for easing that first day anxiety. You know what time you need to set off, how you're going to get there, and you don't have to worry about being late. When you do arrive, take time to absorb your new workplace surroundings. I like to look for little comforts that help me settle in, such as the toilets, the kitchen area, the fridge, the kettle or coffee maker. There's something settling about knowing where you go to make yourself a cup of tea or coffee. Next, decorate your desk with a few personal items so you've got a sense of home. Little things like that can make a huge difference. Finally, on your first day, keep yourself open to engage with new team members. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. Instead, take the opportunity to get to know people, join them for coffee or lunch. Simply use that first day to settle in and become more comfortable in your surroundings. The work can come later when you're more at home in the new workplace. Number 2, only build positive relationships with your new colleagues. This next point is key to creating a nice working environment for yourself. It's critical that you strive to only build positive relationships with your new colleagues. The simplest way to do that is through complete honesty with them. Don't partake in any office gossip. Gossip is toxic and has the potential to destroy workplace relationships. My granddad used to always say, never say something about someone, say it to them. If you wouldn't say it to their face, don't say it at all. If you find yourself having an issue with someone, speak to them directly or with your manager. Doing so will build respect for you. It might feel uncomfortable, but it will yield more genuine relationships. You can't control what others say or do, but you can control your own actions and words. Ignore gossip and only look for those positive relationships. Be as equally keen to tell people about the positive effect they're having on you during this transition. It can be as simple as saying something like, "Thanks, that's really helped me." You want work friends, not work enemies. Number 3, don't be afraid to ask questions. Questions are a really useful tool that you should not hesitate to use when you start a new job. Whether it's asking a new colleague a simple question like, "How long have you been here? Do you have any advice?" Or asking your new manager, "What do you need from me?" They're incredibly useful at establishing key relationships. No question is a stupid question when you are new. Never be afraid to ask. It's so much easier than trying to work out stuff for yourself. Further to this, don't be afraid to ask for feedback as you start to take on your new role. You can ask either your new manager or your new colleagues. It's useful to know if you're on the right track, and if there's areas that you can improve on, knowing and being able to act on that sooner rather than later makes it a lot easier. Be open to being coached. It's an opportunity for you to develop. Number 4, take the initiative and show your value. As you start to feel more comfortable in this new role, another important thing to do is remember why you're there. What made your employer hire you? The non-specific answer is that you bring something that they need and didn't have without you. When you first start, it may be easier for you to take on the immediate responsibilities that were handed to you. As you grow into the new role, don't be afraid to go out and search for new opportunities to be helpful. Look for those collaborations which don't necessarily lie directly in your job description, but shows others what value you can bring, and be willing to raise a hand and offer a solution for a problem when you feel you can help. You're hired because you're good at something. Make sure you show people that. And finally, say yes to new opportunities. As a follow-on to previous posts, remember a new job is an opportunity to develop yourself and your career. Any offered free training should be a no-brainer. It's a chance to learn something you didn't previously know. Remember, you aren't just there to serve your new employer. You're also there to serve yourself and strengthen your career. Don't be afraid to be an apprentice. If there's someone who knows a lot about a topic you're interested, seek to learn from them. It shows humility and a willingness to learn, and people will respect you for that. Finally, congratulations on landing that new job. The hard part's already over. You've done the difficult job of applications and interviews. Now you can focus on putting your best foot forward and thriving in that new role.
Thank you for listening. Join the Dementia Research bloggers and share your own views.